What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. One time for the one time. We back. YTPC. I was going to do this video early in the morning. Got sidetracked. Other shit I had to do. But it's a good thing that I held off. Because the video was going to be about Abel Sanchez's phone interview he did with Dante's Boxing Nation. Holla at them on YouTube. Great channel. Dante's the shit. But you know, he called in and did an interview, but you know, the ironic thing about it is that, you know, Oscar De La Hoya, you know, Golden Boy, and I guess Tom Loeffler K2, it's reported that, you know, it's a rematch clause for Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez, only if Canelo Alvarez loses. If Gennady Golovkin loses, there's no rematch clause. So we can already tell that Canelo still has got some A-side in this ordeal. You know, he's still flaunting it. He's still doing what he got to do. He's still strutting his power. And it's funny that these numbers haven't been, you know, spoken, hasn't been talked about. I guarantee Gennady Golovkin to get anything $15 to $10 million on the front end. And if he did, it was a flat fee, and that's what he got. You know, he's not going to get no money on the back end. That's a story for another day. So what makes it so ironic is last night, I guess, when they did the show, I think it was Tuesday, yeah, Monday night or yesterday, Monday night, yeah. Excuse me, that I think he did his radio show with Abel Sanchez, Dante Boxing Nation. And Sanchez said he doesn't see any reason why Daniel Jacobs should warrant a rematch. He should go out there and knock out Charlo or knock out Lemieux first and do something, you know, I guess big before he fights, gets a rematch with Gennady Golovkin. And, you know, Dante brought up the fact that, you know, with a close fight, that Floyd Mayweather gave Luis Castillo a rematch because it was a close fight. Luis Castillo was little known. So basically, you know, what Abel Sanchez was trying to say that Daniel Jacobs wasn't known enough. You know, he said some ignorant, dumb shit like that in the past where that he says the Boxino winner, Willie Monroe, was a more popular fighter than Erislandy Lara. You know, then they turn around a couple fights later and fight Dominic Wade. You know, he's been contradicting himself and putting his foot in his mouth and making Team Triple G look stupid for so long. You know, leading up to the Daniel Jacobs fight, they said, we're not worried about Canelo. We're going to move up. We're going to become undisputed champion, fight Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo's not a priority. They turn around. Oscar say, don't fight Billy Joe Saunders. You know, they listen to Oscar and then turn around. They get the Canelo fight after they said they didn't want the Canelo fight. You know, he always sticking his foot in his fucking mouth. You know, Golovkin should tell him to shut the fuck up. Because at the same time, you know, Floyd did give Marcos Maidana a rematch, another close fight. He gave him a rematch as well. And, you know, Abel Sanchez goes on to say that I know Daniel Jacobs is no Floyd Mayweather. You dumb fuck. He was talking about Gennady Golovkin being the A-side and Floyd Mayweather giving a little to unknown Jose Luis Castillo another rematch, showing that, you know, he knew it was a close fight. It was controversial. He didn't want to leave any doubts in the fans' mind about what could have been, and he erased it in the second fight. Gennady Golovkin, you know, he don't want to erase it. He don't care. He's just happy that he escaped. And what's so funny about it is Daniel Jacobs was his biggest fight. You know, I always say this. He was a guy who got knocked out by Demetrius Prior pre-cancer. You know, after post-cancer, you know, God thankful that he did make it through that and persevere when many would have folded under that type of pressure. You know, only thing he did after that was he beat Peter Quillin. That's it. That was his claim to fame, Daniel Jacobs. He was a good amateur. He was known for having a rocky chin at the Demetrius Prior fight. Then, you know, Sergio Martinez put him on his ass. Sergio Mora put him on his ass. And then he rematched Sergio Mora because he lost because he tore his leg up. He rematched him. Mora, you could say, wasn't the same. But that was his claim to fame. Getting knocked out by Pirog, you know, rematching Mora and beating Peter Quillin. And this is a guy that you said that needs to do more. But you fought him in the first place and it was a close fight. You should give him a rematch. You should say, yeah, down the line we can make it happen. But we worried about Canelo right now. But they don't want to give him a rematch because they know Daniel Jacobs was more than what they thought he was going to be. That Triple G is not as good as people think he is. You look at the resume, it's piss poor at the best. Curtis Stevens wasn't ranked. Matthew Macklin, who gives a fuck? Gabriel Rosado, he's a stepping stone. David Lemieux, people try to pump up David Lemieux. He's nothing but a puncher with no boxing skills at all. Lost to Marco Antonio Rubio, lost to another guy that's worse than Rubio on his resume as well. And they try to pump these wins up. Dominic Wade, people act like it didn't happen. Who the fuck was Dominic Wade? Willie Monroe, he's a 154 guy who won the boxing tournament. You know? Proska, you know, other than that, what did he do? Daniel Gill, what has he done after that? Lost to Cotto. He really didn't do shit before that. So at the end of the day, He should be wanting to get Daniel Jacobs to rematch, so erase that stuff out of mind after the Canelo fight. But each dog has his day. And what's so funny about it is, if Canelo wins, and God willing Canelo wins, he don't get that rematch. You know what I mean? He don't get that rematch. Canelo's not running it back with him. Close and not close. He's not running it back with him. And I love to see that. I love to see the look on Abel Sanchez's face. And I just want to play that Dante Boxing Nation replay.